Some of us have lived through things we've never said out loud. Not because we're ashamed, but because we didn't have the space, the support, or even the courage to face what really happened. But here's the thing. Healing starts the moment you put words to what you survived. And somebody is waiting on the other side of your courage. Welcome to Highlight Your Healing. I'm Shannon Roan, grief coach and founder of J&J Journals. This podcast is for women navigating grief and learning to heal with faith. Today, we're going to talk about something that takes real courage, and that's telling your story. And I don't mean the short version or the watered-down version, but the real story. The one that shaped you, hurt you, changed you, or even pushed you into a version of yourself you never expected. You've been holding on to something you haven't even said out loud, something that still makes your voice shake when you think about it. You've convinced yourself that you're fine. It wasn't that serious. Other people have it worse. Or no one wants to hear your story. But sis, that's the grief talking. That's the shame talking. That's the part of you that's been trying to protect the wound, not realizing that the wound actually wants air and to be released. When I finally told the story of my ruptured ectopic pregnancy, the surgery, the fear, the grief that didn't come all at once, I didn't tell it because I felt strong. I told it because I was tired of carrying this burden all alone. I remember sitting with my journal, writing words I had never said out loud. I could have died, and nobody knows how scared I truly was. And the moment I said it felt like something changed inside of me. Not the pain, not the memory, but the heaviness I had been holding on to, the heaviness of secrecy, the heaviness of trying to be strong, the weight of keeping it to myself so I wouldn't make anybody else feel uncomfortable. A lot of us don't want to talk about our story because you don't want to relive the hurt. You don't want pity. You don't want people to see you fall apart, or you don't want to say something you're not ready to face yet. Have you ever told the safe version of your story? The version that leaves out the parts that actually broke you? The version that ends with, "But I'm okay now," even when you're not? See, we shrink our story because we don't want to scare people with the truth. But holding everything inside doesn't make it easier. It just makes the weight feel that much heavier. So what happens when you finally start to speak your truth? When you start telling your story, even if your voice shakes, something changes. One, it helps you stop blaming yourself. When you say it out loud, you start to hear how unfair it really was. And the pressure you put on yourself finally starts to lose power. Two, you hear yourself clearly. Sometimes you don't even realize how heavy something was until you actually say it out loud. Three, it reminds you that you survived. There's so much power in saying, "I'm still here. I'm healing, and I'm rising from this." And lastly, you create room for healing and your story becomes somebody else's roadmap. Because you never know who needed to hear your testimony to believe that healing is possible. So if you want some ways to start sharing your story, here's a few ways to begin. 1, start alone. Start with small steps by speaking it out loud in your room or while you're in the car driving. You don't need a big audience. 2, write the raw version. Not the pretty version, not the edited version. Write the real truth in your journal. 3, share one part at a time. See, healing doesn't require you to unload everything at once. Take the small steps and share the parts you're comfortable with right now. Then keep working towards telling the whole story. And then choose your safe people. See, this might look like your village, a close friend or close family members. And then lastly, set boundaries. You're going to say, hey, I want to share something, but I don't need solutions. I just need a safe space to be vulnerable and to get this off my chest. And to recap what we just talked about, keeping your story inside doesn't protect you. It just makes the burden feel that much heavier. Your story is not just pain. It has purpose, impact, and power. And healing begins the moment you choose honesty over hiding. So I'm going to leave you with the journal prompt for this week. What part of my story have I been avoiding? And what would it feel like to finally say it out loud? Thank you for spending time with me today. If this episode spoke to you, follow the podcast and leave a review. It helps another woman find the hope she's been praying for. And if you're ready to heal through your story with community, a sisterhood, of women who get it, come join us inside the Highlight Your Healing School community. The link is in the show notes. And remember, your story matters, your voice matters, and your healing matters.